Hello guys, welcome to Wisdom Trainings. This is Abhishek, and in this video we're going to start about Chrome Developer Tools. Okay, so over here, whenever we talk about Chrome Developer Tools in terms of JMeter, first question comes up, why we need it, right? So the need is that, see, we are browsing some pages, right? For example, rediff.com, right? So now if we are sending these requests, we need to analyze these requests to be used in JMeter, right? Now how would we be able to do that? Now first of all, I'll open a new tab. Without doing anything further, I'll hit F12 key on my keyboard, right? So the moment I click, say hit F12 key, this kind of window opens up, right? Now what is this window? So this window is called as Developer Tools window, right? It opens on many browsers. It's not specific to Chrome only. In case if you don't have Chrome, no need to worry about it. You can use the same key combination for Firefox, right? Opera, or say Newer Edge. Okay, so these are the browsers supported by it. Okay, other browsers have also the say provision of opening Chrome, say Developer Tools, not Chrome but Developer Tools, but there may be a little bit change in the key combination, right? Now there is not only one way to open Developer Tools, there are multiple ways, right? Let us just discuss. First one is F12 key, right? Another is Control plus Shift plus I. This is also one of the combinations, right? Now in case if you don't want to go with the keyboard shortcuts, there are other shortcuts as well, right? Let us just see one more keyboard shortcut. First of all, let us just close this. Control Shift I. The moment I hit it, this window opens, right? Now there is another combination, that is Control Shift C. This also opens up, right? So Control Shift C, right? Now we have three key combinations. Other two are completely GUI based. Simply right click on the page, click on inspect, and you would be taken to this particular window. Same window, right? Last option is click here, go to more tools, then developer tools, right? So in case if your developer has blocked any of these key combinations, you can try this, right? So these are the 5 ways, right? Right click on page and then inspect, right? And right, next is say options, then say what was that, more tools, then developer tools. Okay, so these are the 5 ways that I've jotted down which you can use to open developer tools, right? Now this is done. Now we are here. What's next is to see, in terms of JMeter, we won't be dealing with a lot of things. There is one tab that is needed for us, that is network tab. Now what does this do is, this analyzes the network traffic from the browser, right? This means that whatever traffic we are generating here, whatever request we are generating here, that would be shown up over here. Now there are a lot of things. First thing is, just a second, say this button. Which button? Let me just highlight it. Say this button, the record button. Now this button, what it does is it simply allows us to record things, right? And as you guys can see that my browser tried to refresh the page and this request got logged. Why? Because this was on, right? Now next thing is say this button. Whenever we have few things with us, if I click on this, you guys can see that this is clearing it out, right? Now this, but the left button should be red to record the things. It is gray, then it is not recording things, anything, right? So we wanted to record things, we want to flush out data, we can click it here, right? There are other options as well that we won't be touching, but yes, there is something that we would be touching in some cases, that is these. What are these? All means all type of requests. XHR means the XHR request and the fetch request, right? So mainly we would be dealing with all or documents, right? It depends what kind of request we are sending in. All would be showing up everything, documents would be showing up the main things, right? Now let us just close this. Coming back to this, I'll generate a request to rediff.com. I'll hit enter and you would notice something. There is a request. It was in pending state. Now the status is 200, and as it is in docs, there are only 2 requests. But the moment I click on all, you can see a series of requests. So this is what happens when you request a web page. Now what we'll do, we'll move back to documents. Now this is the request that you need, right? Now as you guys can see that we have a URL here, right? And we have a request method, we have a status code, we have the remote address and referrer policy, right? There are other information things as well, for example the response headers, the request headers, right? What are these things? Let us just see. Response headers are the headers that are received by the from the server, right? So whatever response that server sent back, for example this web page, right? So we got few things for the server. That server is of Apache type, right? The server time is this, right? It is on GMT and 6:25 AM right now, right? And say about other things, what say how the data varies, it accepts the encoding, right? And what is the type of content it has sent back, that is text/HTML, right? If we scroll down, we have the request headers. Request headers are the headers, that is the information that we send with our request to the server, right? For example, accept HTML, right? And application HTML, XHTML, right? And a few other things, right? Cookie, we had a cookie, so it sent that cookie as well. Host, the host is rediff.com. User agent is very important. This is the browser type, right? So this is the browser code for your browser, right? Even if you are using Chrome, it shows Mozilla over here because there are few things from the Mozilla that Chrome is also using, right? Apple WebKit is also being used, and the browser version is Chrome 81.0.4044.129. This is my current browser version for Chrome, right? I'm using Windows 10, so Windows NT 10.0, right? It is a 64-bit, so Windows 64 or x64. All the information is here sent with the request, right? Now coming back to the request, this is the request that we have to use in JMeter, right? We need to know about the protocol, right? We need to know about the server name. This is the server name. Right now there is no path, so / is the path, right? I'll click on another link, but before that I'll flush out everything. This has been flushed. Now I'll click on money, right? The moment we click on money, as you guys can see that there is a request showing up for money, right? now this money request is here. Now we have three things: the protocol, the say the server name, and the say path, right? There is another thing that we need. Whenever there is a different protocol, HTTP is the default protocol, HTTPS is not the default protocol. So whenever we deal with HTTPS, we need to specify the port number, that is 443. This is the default port number for HTTPS, right? Now this means that if there is a HTTP request, would there be any different port number? Actually yes. So let us just see a normal HTTP request. That would be say jmeter-archive.org. This website is not yet on HTTPS, so we can see that thing. Now if we analyze it, you guys can see that the port number has changed, the protocol has changed, the port number has also changed, right? Now this is the information that we can use in JMeter, right? Now let us just go back to that request, that is the money request, where we can see the things more clearly, right? And here this index.html, right? And what if I click on my portfolio, and here I provide some username, right? I'll click on continue. Now if you guys notice something, portfolio login was the request. We had the remote address which had the port number 443, right? If we scroll down, right, we have few other things as well, but it is not showing up those things. I'll go back, and here we'll start looking up for the things, right? So portfolio, this got redirected to this request. This was the request. Then we sent a request to validate some data. It is not showing up here in the docs, but yes, there is a request, right? That is a WS request. Okay. Now over here, what is WS? That is WebSocket. So in this request, as you guys can see that this is a post request. The request method has changed now. The path has changed, and if we scroll down, we can check that there is a say form data which tells validate email, and the email ID is this, right? So it sent the email ID for validation, right? Now we can, how we can use this request, let us just see that. I'll start copying the content from here, right? So over here, first thing first, we would be dividing this thing, right? So over here, this is our URL, right? A complete URL. First thing is HTTPS, then we would be omitting this part. Then second thing is portfolio.rediff.com. Third thing is 443, which is invisible in this URL, right? Fourth thing is this say path. Fifth thing is the say request type, that is post, right? And sixth thing is the data, right? I'm not showing up data over here, but this is the data, right? So this is how you can use Chrome Developer Tools. In the next video, you will be learning about how to use this information inside JMeter, right? Thank you.